Welcome in here, race fans. Tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we are back with racing action from the short track here for the Concord Speedway for the Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports. Race fans, you like short track racing action? Well, the Concord Speedway will be playing host here tonight. It is a half-mile speedway, three-turn, tricky little track, 8 degrees of banking on the front straightaway. That's going to throw them for the loop. 14 degrees of banking down in turn number 1, then we head to the dog leg. Yes, that's 10 degrees of banking in the dog leg before you hit what's called as turn number 2, which also carries 10 degrees. Then it's down the back straightaway, 11 degrees of banking before we hit the third turn here tonight, 14 degrees of banking. So all different degrees of banking through this tricky triangle located in North Carolina. We'll play host to the second round of the Northeast Racers. My name is Roger Muth, and I'm your host here this evening. Alongside me, it's my friend from upstate New York, Al Smith Jr. Al, this track, round number 2 after last week, it was a rough week number 1 and a tricky little track here in round number 2.
Yeah, you could definitely can say that again. Tricky is the key word here for this racetrack in North Carolina, Concord Speedway. It is a fun racetrack. The drivers will be challenged, but it'll be a lot of patience. Over the last week, a lot of rule changes coming down from the race officials. Tonight, no sets of tires in the pits, and no one has a backup car.
Yeah, no backup car. That is probably the big thing that a lot of drivers are going to have to work with here tonight, especially on this tricky track. There's no place that you are going to hide here tonight because, well, with this degree of banking, if you make a mistake, your car is going to wash down the speedway. When your car washes down the speedway, it's going to gain a little momentum. Even though you're on the brakes, it's still going to carry some momentum to that inside wall, and there is possibility of it bouncing back out into the racing surface where all your other competitors, which is, I just counted out, 40 competitors here tonight trying to do battle for about a 26-car field when we go to the feature event. They're in qualifying right now, and it's already 36 drivers who have taken time.
Yeah, this qualifying session that they're in right now is just to set up the lineup for our heat races that are coming up here in just a little bit. And those heat races are going to be 8 laps in distance, with the top 5 going straight to the A main. So that means you have to be inside that top 5. You got to get a good qualifying night, because if you get behind the 8 ball, well, you're going to be behind all night long, and it's hard to get out of it, especially here at the Concord Speedway.
We've already talked about this tricky little track that we are at here tonight, but take a quick look at it. We are here at the Concord. It says the Motorsports Park. It's Concord Speedway. Regardless, we're here at Concord tonight. Check out your weather. 82 degrees is the air temp. It's a little bit warmer down on the track surface. Last week's winner was David Greenslit at the Five Flags Speedway. He came back to pretty much have himself, well, the whole kit and caboodle last week. So he is our points championship leader also, as we take a quick gander at that as we get ready. Your top 3 in the points championship coming into tonight. David Greenslit with 43 points, 1 point back is Ryan Carbon. And then Alan Young is your 3rd place in the championship standings, as we are getting ready to grid these machines for the first time here tonight.
Heat race 1 getting lined up for our Northeast Racers, LFOD. Racers are getting lined up, and this is what heat race number 1 is going to look like. And on the pole is going to be David Greenslit. He set fast time in qualifying, and he's going to sit on the pole. To his outside will be Vernon Woodard in car number 73. Justin Bankowski in car number 91, with his outside of him, the number 75. This is Ben Bozowski. Christopher Buffon in car number 2 will start 5th. Outside of him, the 40 of Rob Higgins. In 7th spot will be James. We'll just call him James, Roger. He'll start 7th. 8th is going to be Eric Lorendo in car number 46. Dylan Tester in car number 52. And Jarrett Howard rounding out heat race number 1. That's your 10-car starting field for 8 laps of action. The first green flag of the night, next on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Yeah, we got to thank tonight's sponsor, though, all the guys over at LFOD Motorsports. Race fans, are you looking for a used car, a new car? Well, how about you head on over to LFOD Motorsports and check out the inventory here today. The snow is coming here in the Northeast. You could use a great four-wheel drive vehicle. Maybe a Subaru, maybe a Chevy Silverado. Al, I think you need one of those.
No, I'll stick with the blue ovals. They seem to get me places.
Well, I can tell you here with that snowstorm we had just down here in Pennsylvania just the other day. I know, Al, you guys actually got hammered. You got what we were supposed to get. We didn't. I can tell you my Silverado was one of 4 people in my entire building at my employer. So a lot of people staying home, which was great. But, of course, my Silverado was definitely able to go ahead and make the trip. Getting ready here. Now it looks like we are officially ready. It looks like Jarrett Howard will not take to the grid, so he will be a scratch here in heat race number 1. It will be Greenslit, last week's winner, picking up right where he left off. He will lead us to the green flag here in heat race number 1 as they all roll away. It'll be a 9-car field. We will take just the top 5 out of heat race number 1. So racing action getting ready to start here tonight at the Concord Speedway. Race fans, we appreciate you all tuning in here tonight, whether you're tuning in from up north here, the Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Maine, maybe New York, Pennsylvania area, or whether you're watching us from sunny California. We welcome you here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. This racing action will be 8 laps in the heat races, and then we will go to a 15-lap last chance qualifier before we head to the 75A main feature event here tonight at the Concord Speedway. Pace lap number 1 underway as we are getting ready. Next time by, we will throw the green flag with 9 cars on the speedway.
9 cars in heat race number 1, and just getting passed along from race control. 4 heat races that we'll have tonight. So this is heat race number 1 of 4. So we're going to lock in 20 cars from qualifying. Pace car is in. The field is now in the hand of the number 20 of David Greenslit and Vernon Woodard as they work through turns 3.
So it'll be Greenslit and Woodard out here on the front row. Green flag is in. Heat race number 1 is underway. Dead heat down into turn number 1. Oh, Greenslit gonna bang a little bit of the fenders. They're gonna bang them again down into the dog leg here as we are still green flag racing. Greenslit looks like he may be able to lead lap number 1 here tonight.
Greenslit's going to lead lap number 1, but Vernon Woodard and Bankowski banging rub rails off of turn number 3. Now it'll be Woodard on the outside with a nice momentum off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. So those top 3 cars will single out Buffon up to your number 4 spot, and Bazowski in car number 75 is in your final transfer spot.
Currently, everybody now goes single file here as Big Ben is back here. One of them up into the outside wall. I believe that was the 46 machine, or that possibly could have been James in the 74. It was James in the white number 74. The Rockingham boat entry up into the outside wall. We stay green flag racing. The battle now is for the 2nd position. Bakowski coming to the inside here on Woodard. We just have under 5 laps to go. Sideways for the number 91 machine. Hard impact into the inside wall.
Yellow flag number 1 coming out for the Northeast Racers as the 91 going for 2nd place. Will go for the slide for life, and it has ripped the front bumper right off the front of that number 91 here tonight. As yellow flag number 1 coming on out, we'll see if the truck has a replay of it here as we get ready to go for a restart. Number 1. So 5 laps left in heat race number 1.
Yeah, the truck tells us they have what happened to Benkowski. Let's take the look back here. Take a little zoom in. You see him come out of turn number 1. He goes to hammer, back down. And as soon as he goes down here, too much left side onto the apron, and he slides right into the inside wall. The car just stepped out. No rear grip on the 91 as he kind of unloaded the machine. That's something we talked about earlier. This track with the way the banking is here tonight, you're really going to have to be careful. A lot of drivers will try and take the advantage of using that apron as we watch it back once again here from a different camera angle. Just gets that left side tires down there, Al. It upsets the balance of the car. Hard impact to the inside wall.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing from our great camera work that our guys here on the Turn 3 Racing Network are showing us is look at the marbles at the bottom of the speedway and out of the groove already. That's only going to get worse as the night goes on, and that could possibly have played into the loose condition. Definitely getting off of the racing surface, upset the cross weight on that race car, causing it to get sideways. But I believe that also could have caused that car to get a little bit loose, picking up those marbles on those hot Hoosier, very narrow Hoosier racing tires.
Yeah, right now, though, David Greenslit in the Vermont Coventry LFOD Motorsports entry is able to hold off that number 73. The 73 last week of Woodard was not able to have the finish that he wanted. He battled inside the top 5, top 10 all evening long, and then unfortunately just wasn't there to have it at the end of the night. iRacing pace car lights are still on next time by. We do expect them to go off and we can get back to racing here tonight at the Concord Speedway. Race fans, this is heat number 1, so if you're just tuning in, you haven't missed too much here as the first caution flag of the evening is flying still in heat race number 1 tonight.
Number Greenslet is your current points leader, I believe. He picked up the win last week. My memory slipping me. I know you stored it in the graphic. I should have paid attention, Roger.
Well, the truck usually has all the information for you, Al. The producer usually goes through that in our pre-race show, so thanks for paying attention here tonight. You know, we did talk with race control of Tony Quadros also, so right now it does look like Justin Bankowski will get strike number 1 here tonight in heat race number 1. There is a 3-strike rule, so strike number 1 for him here tonight. As we come back into the restart zone, green slit will fire back off, and we will go back racing under 5 laps to go here, heat race number 1.
Side by side, look at the run that Woodard has off the outside. Greenslet going to sneak out to a half a car length advantage into turn number 3. Pavone going to toss the number 2 down there and hop up the transfer spot. Rob Higgins in that checkered auto flag, number 40, in the 5th and final spot. He's got Lorendo all over the back bumper. In that number 46, they work down the back stretch. That's transfer spot now as they come off of turn number 3. It'll be 2 laps to go. Still side by side at the front of this one.
Yeah, the popsicle sticks go in the air here in heat race number 1, so it'll be David Greenslet and Vernon Woodard still battling side by side. A little slide out of both those drivers for that number 1 spot, but the battle still rages on for the transfer spot. Here comes Lorendale down to the inside. He will bang fenders, moving. Higgins up the speedway. Now he's going to hit the wall. It's side by side. Here comes the 91. Al, he ain't got no nose, but the white flag flies, and they battle for the final transfer spot.
Final transfer spot side by side. Up front is David Greenslet is going to come off of turn number 3. Checkered flag is up. Greenslet's going to win this one. All eyes are on the transfer spot. Higgins with a crossover move, but Bankowski is going to move on to the main event off of heat race number 1. After spinning, he will go to the 5th spot in the 5th and final transfer here in heat race number 1 is in the books. So that was an exciting one there.
Yeah, so heat race number...
Congratulations to the David Greenslet for picking up heat race number 1 win.
Yeah, he picked up right where he left off last week with parking it in victory lane. Let's take a look here at the starting lineup here for heat race number 2. Starting on the LFOD front row will be Milton Duran. Starting at his outside, it'll be the number 39 of Kenny Thompson. Wally Trudeau going to start the number 8 machine there, P number 3. Right next to him, the driver of the number 14 out of New England, Jeffrey Battle. Starting in the 5th position, it's the Racing School number 18 of Dan Butler, starting 6th here tonight. Driving the 08, it will be Ryan Carmen. He had a fast car last week. We'll see if he can continue that streak. Starting here in the 7th position, driving the Racing School number 33, it'll be Mike Pashaharo. Starting in position number 8, it's going to be Ricky Nadeau in the 88. Kyle Willis will roll off 9th here tonight, and race control, Tony Quadros, will not make the starting grid here. And we will start 9 in heat race number 2.
Anything stick out to you from heat race number 2 as we get ready to watch heat race, or from heat race number 1, that these drivers in heat race number 2 could have picked up on?
Well, we did see an outside lane work pretty well here, where Woodard went to the outside of Greenslet and able to make it work for a little bit there. Greenslet did prevail on that longer run there, so we'll see if that outside lane does start to come in. I do expect by feature time here tonight, this will be a 2-roof speedway. The question being, though, when we get to the feature, that's 75 laps compared to the 8 laps here in the heat races. Will anybody be able to have tires left to go out to the outside and try to make that pass? Not sure if it'll work, but these drivers tonight, they will try it. I can assure you of that.
Do you think the 14 uses his chrome horn?
Well, 3-tap Teddy rule when you go short track racing is always in effect. So we will have to watch for that. We have two of the driving instructors over at the racing school in this one. Dan and Mike going to go battle. They made it into the feature event last week. Can they go back-to-back weeks of making it in, locking themselves in? It's a tough field here in heat race number 2 as the green flag does fly. Thompson and Duran going to battle it off into turn number 1. Thompson up the speedway a little bit. He's into the marbles. He was sideways trying to shimmy that car back and forth. They're going to go 3 wide through the dog leg down into turn number 3.
Jeffrey Battle backed out of it. He'll cut to the inside as he works underneath the 39 of Thompson. Thompson with the momentum. He'll hold on to thirds. We got 2 cars up in the wall, and around they'll go. Looks like the 33 of Castro and Ryan Carmen going around here in turn number 1. We stay clean and green as Milton Duran still holds on to your race lead over Trudeau. Thompson, Battle, and Butler, your top 5.
So right now, Dan Butler in the number 18. He is on the bubble here. Will he be able to hold on to it? That's going to be a question because Nadu right there. Ricky is on the tail of that street stock. And Kyle Willis, one of those fast drivers. We know how fast the 55 can be. The question is, he has 5 laps to get it done as the battle is for that transfer spot. Here comes the 88. Nadu now working the outside of the speedway in turn 1. Not going to be able to get it, but he has the run coming through turn number 2. That little short shoot there. Not going to look at Kenny Thompson. He's sideways trying to gather it up.
Yeah, Battle got underneath him to Thompson back to your 4 spot. Started on the outside of the front row. Now contact between Willis and the 88 up on 2 wheels. Joey Chitwood would be proud. Hard contact, though, as it looks like Teshero not involved. That was the number 88 of Ryan Nadu involved with Mike Teshero and Ryan Carmen involved down there in turn number 1. What a hard lick there, right, as the cars get right in front of our leaders. With just 3 laps to go, our first yellow in heat race number 2 comes out.
Yeah, we're going to revert back 1 lap, so there's actually going to be 4 laps. It'll be 3 laps when we do go back to the green flag here tonight at the Concord Speedway. This is heat race number 2. Caution flag number 1 flying here tonight. Take a look back. You see the driver of the 08. Let's take a look as he is involved. Ricky Baydu is involved also there in the 88 and the 55 of Kyle Willis. Well, let's see if we can find the perfect camera angle here from the truck there. You see the contact in turn number 1, the 55 trying to work to the inside of the speedway. And then the best 2-wheel job of the night. That is a fantastic way of getting that car set back down on all 4. There you see the 08 of Carmen coming in there. Watch it back once again here. Gyro camera on board here with the driver of the 08 entry. Let's see what he sees. You see the smoke out in front of Carmen. Then he tries to miss one and unfortunately can't miss both of them. Tried to do the S's. Unfortunately, couldn't make it.
One driver that this helps out is the 33 of Mike Astro, who went around early on in this heat race number 2. He's now able to catch back up to the field, and he'll restart. And it looks like to be in 1 spot out of a transfer spot right now, as he'll line up to the outside of the 18 of Dan Butler. So these guys know what's on the line here, and they got to be in that top 5 where they don't have to make it through the last chance qualifier. Nobody wants to be in that pressure situation, but with 40 guys here trying to make it into a 26 car field, we believe it's 26 is going to be starting the feature tonight. It's go time, especially when you know there are going to be 20 spots taken up at the end of these heat races.
Yeah, right now it's Milton Duran out front. Wally sitting there in the 08. It will be his first start of the season here with the Northeast Racer. Then it's going to be Battle, Thompson, and Butler, who are currently inside the top 5. Tesharu right there, Nadu, Willis, and it looks like Carmen is off the speedway in his 08 entry. So it'll be a rough night for him. He will have the chance, though, to go to the last chance qualifier to try and lock himself back in, but it's going to be a stacked last chance qualifier. A lot of good drivers here tonight out. Unfortunately, 40 drivers logging in, taking only a handful out of the 20s. So some people, over half this field, is going to go home at some point.
Yeah, it's not going to be what they want, and I believe it looks like Carmen is going to have to come from the last chance qualifier. Still down on pit road. Crew working furiously on that car, trying to get back out there. He doesn't go down a lap, but the pace car is on the safe haven of pit road. It is now Milton Duran and Wally Trudeau up on the front of this one. They are going to step on the loud pedal. Who will win the drag race down the front stretch?
Green flag will come back out, and it'll be 3 laps to go. It does look like Duran will get the jump over that blue turbo number 8. Now here comes the 14 of Jeffrey Battle. He battles down to the inside. Your top 5 have pulled away here. Butler still sitting in that transfer spot. Sideways for Battle. Sideways for Wally. They are doing synchronized slides there in turn number 3. The popsicle sticks back into the air, though, here in heat race number 2. Milton Durant is pulling away as they come through quarter number 2. Contact!
Both Thompson and Trudeau make contact, and Trudeau's going to go around here down the backstretch. It looks like our second yellow flag. Yes, Barney will throw the yellow flag for the spinning car of Wally Trudeau down the backstretch. Just like a little bit of contact. And how about, is that Kenny Thompson upside down in turn number 3?
Yeah, that is the 39 there of Kenny Thompson on his lid. His car will have to get put onto the hooks here, and he will have to go to pit road. The only good thing about going to pit road is, well, the caution laps do not count here tonight. So he will not go a lap down. We'll see if the crew can get him back on the wheels. I don't think it's terminal damage for the 39. It's just unfortunately on the lid and not on the wheels. Let's take the look back here, though, and take a look at our second caution flag here of the night. If we can get the truck to pull that up. There it is. There you see the 39 to the inside of that number 8 machine into turn 2. They just barely make contact, and then both lose control. Dan Butler gets involved, and then he tries to snake through. So call it pretty much a 2-car incident here, as it was a self-inflicted wound for the 39 also.
Yeah, it looked like when he went to cut that car back to the left side with that 14-degree banking down in turn number 3, well, it was too much for those Hoosiers to hold out. It looked like the left side's dug in, and, well, he was doing his best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle impression.
Oh, I like that one, Al. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I heard they're making a comeback here, so, I mean, that's right up your wheelhouse. Didn't you dress up as a Ninja Turtle one time for Christmas?
Oh, yes, but then I dressed up like you for Halloween, and I got eggs thrown at me.
Well, I hope they were scrambled.
I made scrambled eggs out of them, you're right.
So right now it does look like currently Thompson is down onto the pit road along with Ryan Carmen. So those two, or actually is Kenny Thompson coming back out onto the speedway possibly. It looks like our timing and scoring jumping around just a little bit. So currently on the speedway, 7 drivers.
7 drivers. I assume that once Kenny Thompson's car gets down on pit road or being towed, that he might make it back out.
Well, we hope he makes it back out. He has a fast hot rod underneath him. The question being, though, Al, it could be terminal damage, which may, keep him behind the wall here tonight.
Yeah, but the good news is that, well, not the good news, but I guess good news if you're a Kenny Thompson fan is that, well, when the last chance qualifier happens, he'll have a chance to make his way back through here just in a little bit. But right now, these guys are just at the halfway point. It is 8 laps in distance for these heat races, or a 15-minute time limit. But now, the pace car off the racetrack. We will go back green flag racing with Milton Duray and Jeffrey Battle up on the front of this one. They're the side-by-side. Now here comes Willis. They'll get on the gas pedal. We're back underway in heat race number 2.
Yeah, it'll be just 2 laps as it reverts, as we are in a green-white checker. So Duran, Battle, Willis, and Big Mike back here. Well, look at where did he come from? All of a sudden, the driver out of the racing school stables is now in the transfer spot as they battle back here just behind him. Nadeau trying to work back inside that transfer position as they are hard-nosed racing back here with 1 lap to go.
Yeah, final trip around the speedway, and Jeffrey Battle is going to get the race lead, but he's got Duran going to sneak to the outside through turns 3 off of turn number 4. It'll be Battle picking up heat race number 2 just by a half a car. Butler, Willis, Castro, your top 5 that'll transfer in to tonight's our main event here. So that was Jeffrey Battle picking up the heat race number 2 win.
So Jeffrey Battle picks up the win on heat race number 2. What a heck of a battle that was. And you know what? I noticed both of the racing school entries out of the Thompson Speedway, they will now race in the second straight main event for them. But heat race number 3 is currently on the grid. Let's take you down and look at the starting lineup.
Starting on the inside of row number 1, it'll be the car number 28. That is Danny Ware. Danny Ware will start on the inside of row number 1. To his outside, that's the number 22. That is Drew Davis. Stephen Dickey Jr. in car number 98 will start third. Outside of him will be Paul McCorby in car number 87. Eric Pomasco in car number 471 will start 5th. On the outside, his dancing partner will be Mike Young in car number 66. Justin Prescott and Brian Hoare will start in row number 4, and shotgun on the field will be the 32. It's Horse Dog Motorsports number 32. That's Eric Steele. The outside of him, the number 17. That is Cooper Bouchard. Bouchard in car number 17. So 10 cars making the call for heat race number 3 as they get ready to go racing. And one more time, Barney will show them the white-green flag all curled up. That means we're going with green flag next time off turn number 4.
Al, what do you think the chances are Brian Hoare, the American-Canadian Tour driver, will be able to work his way inside the top 5 here?
I think you're going to see that driver. He's a very crafty veteran behind the wheel, multi-champion over the American-Canadian Tour. I believe you'll see him take and feel out the car the first few laps here. Did not have the qualifying effort that he would have hoped for, but he can see what he can do here. He has to get up 3 spots into a transfer position. Green flag is out. We are underway with heat race number 3.
Danny Ware and Drew Davis will do the side-by-side jig down into turn number 1, but look at Stephen Dickey Jr., the driver out of Hudson. He will now work to the inside of the speedway on the Vermont Coventry lookalike number 22. Has a couple drivers back there. They're almost 3 wide. Here comes the 66. That's the 87, though, of McCorby, who is losing positions. Here comes the 17 of Bouchard. They're going to go 3 wide, and that's the Steel Machine down on the bottom of the speedway. So right now, Paul McCorby has lost 5 positions. He started inside the top 5. Now he's back to running in, it looks like, what is the 10th position? Brian Hoare is right there in the 37 also.
Yeah, it looked like he tired, maybe not coming up to temperature. Now he pulls right around the 37 of Hoare. Now seems to have found the go gear as he's quickly closing in on the 32 of Steele. Meanwhile, up front, Danny Ware has opened up to a second lead over Stephen Dickey Jr., who is dispatched from the 22 of Davis. Now Davis, with a crossover move, takes a peek to the inside. Can't quite do anything with him this time in the turn number 3. Pomaski and Young doing battles. Pomaski reeling in on the backside of the 22 of Davis, and your 5th and final car that's in a transfer spot right now is the 66 of Young, but he's got Cooper Bouchard closing in on him. It's contact by him. Eric Steele sideways down the backstretch.
One of them going to go hard, impact inside wall, then straight to the outside wall. Caution flag has not come out. The 32 is on its lid here. 3 laps to go. Heat race number 3. Right now it's weird. Dickey, Davis, Pomasco, and Young. As look at Bouchard, Cooper Bouchard in that Piedmont Air number 17 has now joined that battle for that transfer position. This time by the popsicle sticks will fly once again. A lot of popsicles being handed out here tonight. This is the 3rd round of them.
Yeah, they definitely are right now, and I'll take an orange one when they come by, Roger, and if you can flag them down. But down the backstretch, Danny Ware doesn't want anything but the white flag to fly. Off of turn number 3, he'll come. White flag is out. Final trip around the Concord Motorsports Park. The number 98 of Dickey Davis, Pomaski, comfortably inside your top 5.
Oh, contact for the transfer spot. There goes Bouchard. He just moves Mike Young up the speedway. That will now put Bouchard into the transfer spot, but it will be Danny Ware winning heat race number 3. Stephen Dickey, Drew Davis, Eric Pomasco, and Cooper Bouchard will all move on. Everybody else is going to have to go to the last chance qualifier. Heat race number 3 really lived up to its name. So heat race number 4, which will be our last and final heat race here of the evening. This is how they will line up here tonight in your LFOD Motorsports starting lineup for heat race number 4. Starting to the P number 1 position, it is going to be the driver of the 03 of Nathan Wenzel. Alan Young in the Young Guns creation number 24 will roll off P number 2. Ryan Battle in the number 16 is P3. P number 4 and Joel Hodgson in the number 36. Casey Bietti in the number 45 will go P5. P number 6 will be Gage Osborne in the number 21, and Daniel Sweeney will roll the 31 machine scheduled tonight in position number 7. Randall Hinman in the number 70 making his first start goes 8th on our grid, and then it's Thibodeau in the number 41. Justin Thibodeau driving the 41 here tonight will start 9th. Andrew Harmon in the 42, well, he'll grab shotgun to the field, and that is your 10-car starting lineup here for the LFOD starting lineup, heat race number 4.
4th and final heat race, the final 5 drivers that will automatically put their ticket into tonight's main show, which will happen in a little while just down the road here. But who will be the 5 drivers that are going to claim stake to those positions. Right now, Casey Beatty going to start on the inside of row number 3. He is your 5th and final driver. And that transfer spot will be that way all 8 laps. Well, we got to race them to find out who's going to make it into tonight's main event. Barney in control of the field with the flagger off of turn number 3. It'll be Young and Wenzel on the loud pedal first. We're underway with heat race number 4.
They'll race him down into turn number 1 as we ride on board here with Ryan Battle on that first start of the night. Look at Alan Young. He'll slam the outside wall out of turn number 1. He keeps his foot in it, and he will battle with Wenzel down into turn number 3.
Wenzel, they're still wheel to wheel off of turn number 3. And now it'll be Young with the momentum on the outside. He cuts the nose off, but up the racetrack he'll go with Wenzel giving him the business. Hopefully everybody keeping it clean and green now is now the 16 of Battle, trying to catch to the backside of that Sim Fuel, number 03 of Wenzel. But it is Young leading lap number 2 already quickly with a good side-by-side battle back here for 4th as it is Casey Beatty trying to get up 1 spot, give him an insurance spot because he's got Hodgson up on the outside, up in the ropes.
Yeah, the White Mountain Motorsports driver of Joel Hodgson right now trying to hold on to that last transfer position as they will go side by side, 3 wide actually at the start-finish line. Joel will hammer back in with his number 36. He takes back position number 4, but yet he will have to settle for the 5th and final transfer spot as Osborne right there all over. Gage is looking with that black number 21 entry to try and steal his way into the show. 4 laps to go here. Heat race number 4 is the final heat race of the evening. Alan Young still leading the way, but the battle is here for that transfer position.
Yeah, down the backstretch they go. Osborne has really closed them. Now gets loose, almost overcorrects it. Oh, somehow they keep it pointed, almost pointed in the right direction. Yellow flag coming out for the 21 of Osborne, who just got loose, and that is very easy to do down there in turn number 3. Got in there a little bit hot. The rear end came around, and, well, Roger just could not catch it there.
Yeah, so that's the first caution flag here in heat race number 4 here tonight. It's only, I believe, what is this, our 4th caution flag. So each heat race has had a little bit of a spin tonight, so we will watch this back here in just a moment. This happened on lap number 5. So here it is on the Turn 3 Racing Network replay. Watching that number 21. He was sitting in the 6th position. Down into 3. He got that treacherous wheel hop out. He tried to drive it through and just could not correct it. After you lose these street stocks here, 7-inch tire is all these cars have, and it's just not easy to catch.
No, definitely not an easy one. Not an easy way to catch it there. So, unfortunately for Osborne, he went from being 1 spot out to, well, now he's going to have to come from the 9th position. It's like Harmon has issues with car number 42. He's down on pit road. So Harmon's night getting a little bit tougher here as he's down on pit road. But how about the battle we saw up front early on? And we saw the 03 of Wenzel on the inside. He had the battle, the 24 of Young. Young used that outside. I'm very impressed with how the outside is working here so far tonight.
Yeah, I told you, Al, by the time we go to the main event, that outside, I believe, will come in here. But currently, your drivers inside that top 5, it's Young, Wenzel, Battle, Hodgson, Beatty, your top 5 drivers. All drivers having that experience into the real world of things. A lot of the White Mountain Motorsport park drivers here tonight. A lot of street stock drivers in heat race number 4 that are doing the battle, so they have the experience manhandling these big, heavy American machines. Al, you look at these cars, they are the 2nd generation Camaro F-body here on the iRacing platform, and a lot of these drivers are very familiar with it.
Yeah, they are. They run these cars week in, week out during the summer up in at your local racetrack. You can see, I've seen Casey Beatty run up at the Thunder Road Speedway. I know he runs, I believe, at Speed 51 as well. But yeah, Beatty, I've seen him race. Hodgson, I've seen race up at the Thunder Road Speed Bowl. We got to get you up there, Roger. I love Thunder Road, but I would love to make maybe a weekend and head out to, where these guys, White Mountain Speedway and some of these other racetracks that these drivers call home in, just to cross off some more tracks on my bucket list. I love going to new racetracks and experiencing a new racetrack here and there.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers out of New Hampshire running at Hudson, or Lee USA or Monondack or Brewerton or Steel Line Speedway, Beach Ridge also being represented, Star, Claremont. There are drivers from all over that Northeast that are racing here tonight, but it will be the driver of that 24, Alan Young, that will lead us back here into the restart here. Heat race number 4 back under green flag. Just a handful of laps left in this one.
Yeah, one car to 31 of Sweeney, 12 on the track there. He did not cut through the gears, but I tell you, the battle is in your top 5. Throw a blanket over all 5 of those cars, trying to get as far up as they can. As Bietti now with a run underneath the 36 to Hodgson. Down in the turn number 1 they go. Bietti on the inside, and car number 45. A little bit of a wiggle there, but Hodgson with a momentum on the outside. He'll hold on to 4th.
Battle for the race lead goes into turn number 3 for the final time. Oh, Wenzel gonna get around. He's gonna take, I believe that is that the 21? Along with him, it'll be Alan Young winning. Bietti, Hodgson, Thibodeau, and Osborne as they drag race across the start-finish line, as they will have to go to the last chance qualifier. So Alan Young will take that win in heat race number 4.
Talk about exciting right there, Roger. How about that one? Alan Young picking up the win, but how about the 0-3? Nathan Wenzel goes from being into the main event, same with Ryan Battle, to having to come into this last chance qualifier, which is gridding up right now.
This is how they will start your first 5 rows here tonight of your last chance qualifier, presented by LFOD Motorsports. Starting on the front row, it'll be the driver out of the Higgins Hill Racing Camp, the number 40 of Rob Higgins. Ricky Nadeau will start right there in the 88, P number 2. Justin Prescott will roll the 44 off P3. Then it'll be Randall Hinman in the number 70 in P4. P5 will go to James, and then 6 will go to Wally in his 8 machine. Wally making his first start here, and it's the last chance qualifier for him. Mike Young will roll the 66 off 7th. Then it'll be Daniel Sweeney in the 31, 8th. 9th will be Lauren Dew in the number 46, and Kenny Thompson, who wound up on his lid in his heat race, will roll off 10th.
Starting 11th will be the 87 of Paul McCorby. Outside of him will be the 16 of Ryan Battle. Dylan Tester in car number 52 will roll off down the inside of row number 7. Outside of him, his dancing partner, the 08, that is Brian Carmen. Brian Hoare will start 15th in car number 37. Outside of him, the 03 of Nathan Wenzel. Jarrett Howard is going to start shotgun along with Eric Steele and Andrew Harmon, and the 12 of Tony Cadros. That is our, 19 car starting field. And it looks like only 16 have made the grid. And I've been passed a note here. It looks like we're taking 10 to the main event.
So the 10th position is the place that you're going to want to keep your eye on, race fans, here, because this is the last chance qualifier here to make it into round number 2 of the LFOD Northeast Racers here at the Concord Speedway. It's time to nut up or shut up here tonight at Concord. And Al, I hope you're ready, because it's been a knock him out, drag him out kind of battle here already at this tricky little triangle, as we will line them up for 15 laps.
15 laps here, or 25 minutes, whatever comes first. I'm going to say it's going to be the laps here. These drivers are going to put on one heck of a show here for our last chance qualifier. 10 spots up for grabs. The green flag comes out, and it is Rob Higgins on the loud pedal first. He's got the 88 of Ricky Nadeau to his outside as they head down to turn number 1. Higgins on the inside. He's got that checker flag auto supply, number 40, pointed in the right direction. But look at the run on the outside that Nadeau has. He will clear him in the turn number 3. Higgins, though, charging back on the inside. Nadeau's going to lead lap number 1.
Nadeau leads lap number 1. Rob Higgins will slide back as one of them goes around here. I believe that was Harmon. Andrew Harmon has looped his number 42. He'll go straight to pit road, so that will not bring out a caution flag here, as Rob Higgins is still trying to hold on. Currently, he is under battle. Justin Prescott right there is one of them going to go around.
The 46 going around. That's Lorendo. He has gone around off turn number 3.
So that will bring the first caution flag of the night out, as we have a one-car spin. A couple drivers did get involved in that. The 46 will try to point it back into the right direction. That driver, I believe, not on my list here tonight, but he is going to bring out the first caution flag. It does look like he should be able to refire and join the tail end of the lead lap cars. So Eric bringing out the first caution. He was inside the transfer spot. Let's take a look back here, watching that red 46 entry. He almost gets right into the back of the 66. He gets a little help. The 70 of Hinman. Randall Hinman also made the contact, and unfortunately, we're have to see. I believe that was Paul McCorby also involved.
Yeah, it looked like what happened there was the 66 Young had to check up a little bit. The 46 of Lorando got a good run, got in the back of him, and that broke his momentum. And then Hinman nowhere to go but to the backside of the 46. We will see what race control will do with this one. But yeah, our first yellow flag here coming out with just on our second lap here. That J&M Auto number 46 going through the spin cycle. He's got it pointed back in the right direction. So Lorando going to be 5 spots out of a transfer spot, back in the 15th spot currently.
Yeah, it's a lot of positions to really make up because this field is stacked. I mean, take a look at the front 3 right now. It's Nadeau, Higgins, and Prescott still holding down the 3 positions. Ryan Carmen in that 08 entry, he is the transfer spot right now. He is holding over Tester, Hoare, Wenzel, Steele, and then Eric will restart back there to the 15th spot. So a lot of good drivers he will have to get around to get back to that position this time by. I believe we should turn the lights off on the iRacing.com pace car, and we should go back green flag racing.
Yeah, we should go back green flag this time, or next time by, but it looks like the big mover there is tied. Paul McCorby up 4 spots, started 11th and now in 7th. The same with Ryan Carmen. He was up 4 spots from the green flag, dropping. He started outside in the 14th spot. He finds himself in that 10th and final transfer spot into tonight's main event. So it looks like he's headed in the right directions. Can he do so for the next 12 laps here? 15 laps is the distance. Pace car down onto the safe haven of pit road. He'll duck for cover. Now it'll be Nadeau and Higgins coming off turn number 3.
So it'll be Nadeau, the one that fires off here in the restart zone. They come very slow start. He'll wait till the last second. It'll be 12 laps to go when we take this green flag. As, a little bumper tag towards the back. I believe that's Hinman up the speedway. I believe that was the 12 that got into the back of him. They're going 3 wide through the second turn. That's the 12, I believe, in the middle there. I believe that's actually Daniel Sweeney in the number 12 machine. 31 on the timing and scoring for you race fans at home. We're tuning in here as, some big blocks down the front straightaway. That 10th position is still Carmen, as they are going to stack them up down to turn number 1. I believe the caution flag will come out.
Yeah, yellow flag coming out. Looked like there was 2 cars down there involved. Eric Steele and Andrew Harmon possibly involved down in turn number 1. Steele's car rolling down the backstretch now is, I believe, our yellow flag number 2 coming out onto the speedway. Was for some contact between the 32 and the 42 of Andrew Harmon.
Yeah, this is your replay here. Let's take a look. You see that 32 a little bit off the pace. It's going to be someone out in front here that gets a little bit sideways, I believe. Here, right there. No, it actually does come from the 14 of Harmon into the 40, or the 42 of Harmon. Confusing, Al. The number on the car is just not the same.
No, it definitely is a little bit mismatched there, but it was Harmon in that 42 getting into the left rear quarter panel of the 32 of Eric Steele, and Steele going around there. No damage though to the 32, other than maybe some life taken off those Hoosier Racing 7-inch street stock tires, but he'll get it pointed in the right direction, and he tags along on the backside of the field. So tough break for the number 42 of Harmon. Looks like he's taking that car behind the wall here tonight, so he'll be a retiree. And a few other drivers not making the call. Kenny Thompson not making the call for the last chance qualifier. Jarrett Howard and Wally Trudeau all retiring out of the last chance qualifier. So that leaves us with 15 cars on the racetrack to try to get those 10 very, very expensive starting positions in tonight's main event.
Yeah, the big event here presented by LFOD Motorsports. Race fans, are you up in the New Hampshire area? I know a lot of you are tuning in tonight. Well, you need to go over to Windham, New Hampshire, and visit our friends over at LFOD Motorsports. They specialized in used cars and truck, located right off Route 93 in Windham, New Hampshire. Go over to their Facebook page over at LFOD Motorsports and give them a like today, or just stop on in and see what they have that you could use. Right now, I'm looking through their page. Actually, Al, they have a pretty nice Volkswagen up there for sale, 4-door sedan, $5,000. Al, I think you could afford that after tonight.
Well, only if I make the starting grid. I heard it pays 10,000 Monopoly dollars to start tonight's race.
But I heard it was a monopoly, and you landed on go to straight to jail, and they're taking that money back.
Well, yeah, you have me locked up here in a separate room in the press box. I don't understand what that's all about.
COVID-19, Al. I gotta have you over in your own little room, and I know if I don't lock the door, you're gonna come storming over here and steal all my milk and cookies.
Well, you're supposed to share.
Sharing is not caring, but what we will have right here is what we all care to see is green flag racing here in the last chance qualifier. Nadu, Prescott, Higgins, and Young, your front two rows. Green flag back into the air. It'll be 11 laps to go here in the last chance qualifier.
That time, Nadu on the inside. Prescott with a good launch, but it'll be Nadu jumping out to race lead. The 66 of Young to the outside. Higgins is on the inside line there. He's on the extreme inside, trying to keep it down. Contact between him and Young. One car up and over in the back of the field. Yellow flag coming back out. Did not see who that was. Looks like it could have been the 08 of Carmen. Was up into the catch fence. He sticks to landing. We'll give him an 8.5.
We'll have to watch that back and dissect this one out. There are a ton of drivers involved down in turn number 1. That started for about the 10th position on back. I believe they were already crashing before the top 10 decided to take it for the spin cycle. Let's take a look back here and see if we can even find. See if we zoom the cameras out here tonight. Well, let's see. There's the 74 into the back of the 70, and oh, Carmen, he does go up into the catch fence here tonight in turn number 3, and he will wind up on his lid as then he tumbles down the extreme banking here tonight. The 74 also involved down there. James Seagrooves in his number 74 also involved, and Wenzel's involved. Carmen is involved. It looks like Eric Steele is involved. We'll have to take a couple angles back at this one. Let's watch this. Tune in here on the number 74. Seagrooves, see at the contact into the 70, and then his car, he gets jacked up there by the 12. I believe that is actually the 31 of Sweeney.
Yeah, Sweeney involved there also. Then Wenzel comes down the racetrack, and the 74, James Seagroves, nowhere to go. Just kind of got in there, just one of those, and then later down the straightaway, how about the 16 there? Looked like Ryan Battle had spun later in a separate incident down on the front stretch.
Yeah, a couple of them taking the 03 Wenzel. He takes the reverse program along with the 16 of Battle there. So those guys take the reverse, and you know what that's going to allow them to do? That will actually allow them to hold their positions. If they would have just stopped dead onto the speedway, they would have had to give up a couple spots, but because they elected to throw it in reverse real quick, they will hold a couple of those spots. So smart, quick thinking by a couple of those drivers in these street stocks here tonight to just grab whatever gear they can find and hammer back into her.
Yeah, you get pointed back in the right direction here. Yellow flag coming out, and with iRacing scoring, they'll put you in the pointed into the right direction. So we'll see where everybody's going to shake out once we go back green flag racing. But I tell you, one car down on pit road, not having the night that he would want. That's the 08 of Carmen out there. He is, well, he was flying high in turn number 3.
Yeah, I believe we just started a space program here with the Northeast Racers. They said, yeah, we normally launch rockets out of Florida. Well, how about some love up here in New Hampshire as we're at the virtual Concord Speedway here tonight. So whether we're launching them out of New Hampshire or Concord or even Florida, well, regardless of that, we have a new space program. Watch out, NASA.
Well, watch out. The green flag is back out. We got 10 laps to go in this last chance qualifier. Nadu and Prescott still showing the way up on the front of this one. Young in Battle able to keep his position in the 5th spot, even though he went around the last one. One car sideways. That's the 70 of Hillman. Hinman up on his lid on the backstretch. Yellow flag coming out once again. Hinman upside down, lands it on all 4 wheels. And he'll get pointed back in the right direction with that Amazon package number 70. Looks like he is going to be able to drive away.
So a couple drivers that were just involved in that last one, looks like they get tangled up again here. Seagroves involved, and let's take a look back because we do see the 70 also involved of Hinman. Take a look back here on this replay for, I believe this is our 5th caution flag here in the last chance qualifier. It's going to start with the number 70 up here. Gets pinballed around the 03 of Wenzel involved. There was Hoare involved, and tough break there as that 74 of Seagroves comes in and turns over the number 70 of Hinman. Both drivers will drive away, but a hard hit there for the driver of Randall Hinman.
Yeah, Hinman went up and over, and in the 74 of Seagroves, the scurry there is not having a good. His night is, well, he's been mirrored in the back there, nowhere to go, and that was nothing of his doing. Just nowhere to go well, there you have it. We're upside down and pointed back in the right direction. Everybody seems to be back going here, so we'll restart, and I believe we'll have 9 laps to go when they cross the stripe under the green flag. But a rough go here in that last chance qualifier for the Northeast Racers.
Yeah, you are watching the last chance qualifier for the Northeast Racers here, round number 2. All this presented here tonight by LFOD Motorsports. So we are taking 10 out of this last chance qualifier here. Right now, those top 10 drivers would be Nadeau, Prescott, Higgins, Young, McCorby, Sweeney, Tester, Hoare right now would round out those top 10 drivers here. We'll see if the iRacing pace car lights go out. They do not. They stay on, so we'll go around for at least one more lap here under the caution flag, and we'll see. Now I believe that time limit is starting to crunch. I think Al went to go get one of those orange popsicles, race fans. I think we just kind of lost him gazing into that orange.
Got me? You got me?
Well, it looks like now we have you out. Are you still eating that popsicle?
Well, no, it's all gone. I was trying to build a fort with the stick, but I only have one.
Yeah, something tells me that's at least one short.
Well, yeah, you didn't share. Once again, you had me locked in this room doing the socially distanced things, but I tell you right now, the pace car off of the racetrack. We're going to go back green flag racing. 9 laps remaining in this last chance qualifier. It'll be Nadeau and Prescott showing the front down the back front stretch. Green flag is out. We're back underway, but Prescott shot out of a cannon. Nadeau not getting to the gearbox that good that time on the restart. Young ready to go. He'll move into your 3rd spot. Is now Higgins to the inside of down the back stretch. He'll run 4th. 5th is Battle. Is now the 688 and Nadeau starting to reel back in. Prescott down here putting a lap onto the board.
But back here right in the transfer spot, they've run one sideways. That's going to be Dylan Tester in the Kellogg's number 52. He went sideways right in front of Eric Steele. Eric Laurendale right there. Also, Wenzel still sitting there in that battle. This is everybody from the 10th position on. We will see who will make it in. 7 laps to go.
7 laps to go, and Eric Steele is in your 10th spot. Here comes the 46 of Laurendale and the J&M Auto sponsor number 46, working the high side of the speedway, hanging it all out there like your clothes on a line to dry as he's trying to make it around the 32 of Steele. Can't quite make it there, but he's got the momentum starting to be built up, especially in turn number 1. But a great run. He'll pull even into turn number 2.
That 46 trying to give it everything she's got. One of them a little sideways back there. There was a battle for the race lead as that battle is now over. It'll be the 88 of Ricky Nadeau getting around the 44 of Prescott, but the battle is still right there for that transfer position. The 46 of Laurendale trying to make it work. Currently, he has the spot, but here comes the 03 of Wenzel. Could he possibly get back into things? He slides up in front of Eric Steele. Now Eric Steele going to throw the crossover out of turn number 3. Back to the start-finish line they come. It's still Eric in the number 46. Laurendale holding on to that position.
Yeah, Laurendale trying to make a move now on the 52 at Tester, trying to make it in there. Eric Steele throws it in there. He gets sideways. He'll keep it pointed in the right direction. 3 laps to go. Nadeau is starting to put the rocket ship on there. Is now Wenzel and Steele up the racetrack. This is for your 11th and 12th position. Laurendale in the 46 has got to be loving it as he takes a bit to the inside as the Rapid Eaters are up. 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. Al, it's the popsicle sticks. You can have another one here at Concord. It's going to give you 2 popsicle sticks now to play with. Ricky Nadeau, though, hoping we stay green till the end because he's got almost a second gap as he'll come out of turn number 4 in the last chance qualifier. He will officially take the white flag here tonight. We're going to focus back here on this transfer position because Dylan Tester has it, but look at Wenzel. He's all over that number 52 Kellogg's machine as they work down the back straight away.
Wenzel with a 0-3 with a sim cube. He'll jump out in front of half a car down to the turn number 3. Will they make contact? It'll be Tester to the inside. Wenzel on the outside, drag race, and it'll be Wenzel making it into the night's main event, beating Tester by half a car length. How about that one out there? There, boys and girls, what an exciting LCQ feature, and it was the number 88 picking up the win. That was Nadu. Is now. Whew, gotta catch my breath after that one. That was an exciting LCQ. 75 laps of action coming up next.
Take a look at the screen, though, race fans. That is the results here from your last chance qualifier, your consolation race to see who will get in. Those top 10 drivers that you see on your screen will make it in to race in the main event here tonight at the Concord Speedway. Right now, drivers under a warm-up session, so as they are under warm-up, we will take a quick step away, and we'll be back here to bring you the racing action here tonight at the Concord Speedway for the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers here on Sunday night.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Concord Speedway for the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers. It is time to go A-Main Racing. Let's take you straight down onto the starting lineup here for your A-Main feature event. They inverted the top 5 here tonight, so Vernon Woodard is awarded the pole position. Starting P number 2 to be Alan Young in the number 24. Danny Ware, 28 here tonight on the timing and scoring. He'll roll off 3rd. It'll be Jeffrey Battle in P number 4. In the 14, David Greenslit will start 5th. Milton Duran in the 008 machine will hit 6th. 7th will go to the driver of the 98 of Stephen Dickey. Casey Bietti will roll the 45 off 8th. Christopher Buffoon will roll off the 2 car 9th, and then it'll be Dan Butler in the Racing School number 18.
Starting in the inside of row number 6, that's the 22 of Drew Davis. Outside of him, the 36, that is Joel Hodgson. Ben Bozowski in car number 75, and Kyle Willis in car number 55 will make up row 7. Row number 8 is going to be Eric Pomasco in car number 471, and Dustin Thibodeau in car number 41. 17th starting spot will be Justin Bankowski in car number 91. Outside of him, the 33 of Mike Pastero, Cooper Bouchard, and Gage Osborne make up row number 10.
Starting in the 21st position to be the 88 of Ricky Nadeau, then it'll be Justin Prescott. Starting in the 23rd position, the 66 of Mike Young. Ryan Battle in the 16 will roll off 24th. 25th, the Paul McCorby in the 87. Then it's Rob Higgins in the checkered flag auto supply number 40. Then on 27th will be Daniel Sweeney, Brian Hoare in 28th. 29th, Eric Laurendeau and the 46th. And then Nathan Wenzel is the last driver out of the last chance qualifier. That is your 30-car starting lineup here tonight for the A-Main here at the Concord Speedway.
pace car is off onto the infield. He is looking over the field. Barney with a green flag in hand. He'll wave it. We are underway with the 75 lap main event.
All 30 drivers up through the gearbox here tonight at this small little triangle. Oh, one of them's going to go around already. It'll be the 32 machine. Or that's the 008 machine, actually, of Milton Duran. 35 if you look on his machine, but it is the 008 machine of Milton Duran. That'll bring out the caution flag, lap number 1. And remember, race fans, caution laps here tonight do not count. So Milton Duran has gone around lap number 1 in his 35 or 008 entry for everybody following the timing and scoring. We will take the look back here and watch what happened to that 35 machine. Take a look. He's that black and red machine to the outside. He's the third car to the outside row. Oh, maybe a little contact there. David Greenslit and him make the contact. And oh, look at Casey Bieni. He just swerved. He locked him up now, cranked it dead left, and he missed the crash.
Yeah, his seat might be a little bit full after that one, but able to get by with no contact. Durando hard left rear quarter into the outside concrete. There, a little bit of contact. Looked like the 20 Greenslit. These tires take a little bit to get up to temperature to have some grip. Might have just got a little bit loose there on the inside of Duran, and up the racetrack he went, pushed up a little bit, and that's all it wrote. The 35 of Duran not able to hold on to it, and he, well, pointed in the wrong direction, and we are slowed off of turn number 1.
Does look like Milton will be able to come back out onto the speedway, so he will hold at least onto the lead lap. Caution laps, remember, race fans, do not count. You just see the 35. That is Milton Duran. He is out of the Hudson Speedway, the Northeast Mini Stock Tour driver. Been racing for 3 years. He's actually only 17 years old, Al, so he's one of the youngest drivers in the field here tonight. We're going to see if youth or experience here tonight is going to be the big factor underneath the helmet, and I'm being told, Al, the number 20 of David Greenslit, last week's winner, the top points getter from last week, he will be assessed the end-of-line penalty. That will be strike number 1 to the driver of the number 20 out of New Hampshire. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially if you're Milton Duran or David Greenslit, because you both go from inside the top 5 to riding shotgun, 29th and 30th on the grid.
Yeah, but everybody that's here at the Concord Motorsports Park is going to be in store for a very exciting one. As it looks like the lights are out around the speedway. Vernon Woodard and Alan Young going to show us our restart, number 1 of the night, with just 1 lap in the books from the across the stripe. Green flag is back out, and it's Woodard and Young down in the turn number 1. It'll be back there, Ware and Battle side by side. So you got them fanning out almost 3 wide behind these top 2. They'll settle it back down 2 by 2 by 2 all the way around the speedway. It'll be Woodard coming off a turn number 3. He'll pick up and lead lap number 2.
Big pile up on the front straightaway. Allen is a parking lot. Nowhere to go. One of them going to go up and over, and he'll land back on the wheels. Looking over at the Russian judge, Al, that is actually a 9.9. Wow, very generous here tonight on Sunday.
Very generous, and our points leader, David Greenslit, able to get by, it looks like. No damage on that number 20 automobile. Didn't catch what happened, so hopefully the truck will be able to catch it up for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
They say it's a huge one here, Al. We're going to have to take a couple different angles at this, but it's going to start for about, call it the 10th position. There you see the 55 up into the outside wall, and then everybody piling in, because we talked about it. With 30 cars here tonight, only 10 were sent home, and there is just nowhere for all these drivers to go. There you see the 37 of Hoare. He's going to come to a complete stop. The 66 is going to roll away here. So there's just drivers everywhere. That's Mike Young that rolled away. The one that went up and over, that was Taschereau there in the 33 Racing School entry. Ryan Battle also involved. Let's watch it back here. Let's see, where does this, I believe it's Prescott where it actually starts here. Let's see if we can get the truck to find the correct cars here. Watch the 44. He's going to be involved in this. It happens right out in front of him. The 55 is what goes up into the outside wall, and everybody behind him just nowhere to really go.
Yeah, it looked like from my vantage point here on the front stretch, he went in the corner, Willis working the outside, and it was the 41 automobile. It looked like Dustin Thibodeau getting into the backside of the 55. That put the 55 up into the outside wall. And then just like we'll see at the South Boston Speedway, that front straightaway, well, that ended up clogged like a drain full of hair.
Well, we don't have to worry about that, Al. I have no hair.
Yeah, I know. Thank God we're in different booths. I have to put my sunglasses on tonight.
Well, the sun is shining. The caution flag number 2 is out, and it looks like about 14 cars were involved in that caution. So we will line them back up here after our second caution flag of the evening. It will be, looks like the 73 of Vernon Woodard will start to the inside of the number 24 of Alan Young. Then it's Danny Ware, Jeffrey Battle, Stephen Dickey, Casey Bietti, and Christopher Buffo. Your top 7 drivers.
Top 7 drivers are ready to go back. Green flag race in the field is in the hands of Woodard and Young. They'll step on the loud pedal first. We're back underway here, putting lap number 3 into the books. They work lap number 4 down in the turn 1. Young with a nice move on the outside. He'll put the nose out front. Can he hold on to it? Now Woodard back on the inside. They're throwing punches left and right down in the turn 1. Bietti gets punted up the racetrack into the back of Battle. That'll move Dickey into your 5th spot as Bietti moved up the racetrack, pushed back to 6th.
So Stephen Dickey gonna jump inside the top 5. Danny Ware, though, trying to get around that number 14 of Jeffrey Battle as they work down into turn number 3. It's the Chrome Flame number 14 of Jeffrey Battle currently who holds on to that position as he's making the outside of the speedway work. Danny Ware, though, is about to start to really get pressure because here comes Stephen Dickey right there. And now Casey Bietti might look to the inside as, Jeffrey Battle was sideways in that number 14 entry. We're complete lap number 6 here. Longest run so far of the night, and Danny Ware is very pressured. Contact. Gonna send the 14 of Battle up the speedway. Nowhere to go for Stephen Dickey. Dickey's gonna wind up turning, I believe, one of them over, and they're still crashing down the back straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like both battles involved on the backstretch. The 14 of Jeffrey Battle up on his lid and down on pit road to take the quick toe, but it looked like also the 16 was involved in that one as well. There's a little bit of contact between him and the 28 of Danny Ware. Sent the yellow flag back out here once again for the 3rd time here tonight. Having a little rough go of getting this one started here tonight.
Yeah, there you see it as we watched it back on the replay. And you see the 14 of Battle go up over. The 21 also of Osborne going to be involved in this one. It looks like he spun after the initial contact by your front drivers. Stephen Dickey, a little love tap there to Battle, who was sitting on his roof. We'll go back here and watch this one. See if we can go on board here. You are watching the onboard camera footage with Stephen Dickey. There you see the contact out in front of him. Dickey locks him up, just nowhere to go, and then he noses it hard with that Hudson number 98. So now he'll have to go to the back of the longest line after that one. It's a long race, and it's going to be a battle of nutrition here tonight, I have a feeling.
Yeah, we're getting sent to the penalty box here on the front stretch. And by that, going to the end of the line. Tell you, one driver that started to make his way back through the field there, I watched as he came through that wreck, was the driver that was up front there, the 6th, I believe, Milton Duran, who got sent in the first yellow flag. He has already started to make his way back up through the field. Duran is all the way back up into the 12th position after getting in that first yellow flag there, Roger. So nice rebound for the driver of that number 35.
Yeah, Milton Duran, he did bob and weave his way after he got sent to the back of this pack. That second caution flag of the night, he just barely squeaked through. We should have been able to get that onboard footage, but we kind of missed it, and now he's battling back inside the top 15 machines here, but it'll be Woodard, Young, Bietti, Buffone here, who battle inside the top 5 here. Dan Butler in the racing school, number 18, has worked his way into 5th, moving up 5 positions from where he started. Justin Mikowski, though, is running the highest out of everybody who had to come from the back of the field here tonight. Back to the green flag racing, though, as it is Alan Young who leads us into turn number 1, because he got a good jump over the 73 over Vernon Woodard, and now, they're going to crash him again off turn 2.
Big stack up in the back of the field. Looks like the 55 of Willis involved. He slid down into pit road. His yellow flag will fly once again. Looks like Willis ended up with the short end of that stick as yellow flag waves once again as we just went back green flag racing.
So that caution flag looks like it is Kyle Willis, and let's take a look back. What does the truck have to show us? There you see the red and black number 55 Northeast Racers machine to the outside of the speedway. Did he get a little bit of help? Oh, a check up to the outside. Milton Duran then into the back of the number 55 spinning Kyle Willis onto pit road. There doesn't look like there's heavy damage to that number 55, but it is definitely going to put him towards the back of the field. He tried to back that car out of pit road. Take a look back here. See, maybe we can go on board with Kyle Willis before he entered pit road. Right on board. This is his in-car camera feed that we have here. As you're going to see Benkowski in the 91 check up, then he's going to have to check up, and then right there he just gets turned by Duran, and the 88 getting a little piece of that also.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a stack up behind Benkowski, that time off of turn number 2. He had the 18 of Butler in front of him, and Duran nowhere to go, got into the back side of the 55 of Willis. And, well, we are under slowed down for the 4th time here tonight. Getting close to being in with 10 laps complete once we go back green flag racing. But it looks like it'll be the 73 of Woodard up on the front of this one. Young will start to his outside. And I believe that the 14 of Battle you see pacing in front of the 73 of Woodard Hill should get the wave around here and get back possibly onto the lead lap.
So we'll see if the iRacing pace car lights go out, and they do, and it looks like Battle should be able to go around the pace car. It looks like it's not gonna let him. We'll see where he's being told to hold position and go to the inside of the speedway. We'll see if we can get the field lined up here. So we'll go back racing after our 4th caution flag of the night here at Concord Speedway here in your LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers main event here, round number 2. Everybody getting put into the right spots as we will get ready to go racing.
Green flag coming back out as Woodard jumps on the gas pedal. Young to us on the inside. That time Woodard with a nice start is good wheel-to-wheel battle back there for your 3rd spot. Casey Bietti on the inside of the number 2 of Buffon down the backstretch as Woodard jumps out and shows the way off of turn number 3. It'll be Bietti the 3rd, Buffon up the 4th, and Drew Davis in car number 22. He's making a move towards the front. He works to the inside of Bazowski off of turn number 2.
Yeah, that's 75 working the outside of the speedway. The Hudson Speedway owner, I believe that is, tonight here at the summer 75 entry. Part of Hudson and Claremont, and from the Benkowski Properties number 75. But Drew Davis, he's learned a couple things out of this season that he's brought to the racetrack here after helping out the number 20 of Greenslit win the Division II championship. He now works that inside, and he'll slide up in front. He will take P number 5. Dan Butler in the racing school entry just there. Justin Benkowski also right there. Milton Duran, though, he is on the hunt. He is up to 9th, and he is on the loud pedal. Question being, though, he has been in a couple of wrecks. A sideways Big Ben going to throw the 75 sideways. Butler trying to work the inside to get around down into turn 1. Butler have the inside. Ben to the outside. Not going to happen. Battle for the race lead, though. Here is the 24 of Alan Young. Works the inside of the speedway. Casey Bietti all over your top 2.
Yeah, Young working the inside of the speedway. Had a good run that time. Now Bietti's going to challenge for your number 2 spot. Hill's using the outside of the speedway. Well, half a car to the 45 of Bietti into your number 2 spot. Woodard enjoying this one as he was having some pressure for your race lead. Still wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door off of turn number 3 they come. At the line, Bietti by a bumper cap on the front of that one in your number 2 spot. Young still working the inside up the racetrack. A little bit of contact there. It looks like Danny Ware has gone around. We stay green at the moment. Contact for your number 2 spot. The 24 Young up into the left door of the 45 of Bietti. Couldn't do anything with him. Bietti now sole holder of that number 2 position.
Yeah, so Bietti has worked his way up 6 positions here tonight. He has a quick number 45 entry. The driver out or up north here, Al, that you're very familiar with, has got the hot shoe currently. But how much tire life did he take out? Vernon Woodard not really using too much of the tire. He's setting the pace here tonight. That Young Guns Creation 24 still sitting there. Dan Butler in a battle here, the driver out of the racing school. as they actually, big news out of the racing school this week, they have partnered up with the Northeast Racers to bring us 3 sponsored events and a lot of packages. You can go over there to the racing school and find them at the Thompson Speedway, but look at Milton Duran. He'll work to the inside of the 18 of Dan Butler.
Duran using the chrome horn, moving the 18 up the racetrack. Couldn't quite do anything with him. Here comes the 17 to the outside. That is the 17 of Cooper Bouchard, and that Piedmont number 17 trying to work the outside of Duran. They battle inside the top 10. First car outside the top 10. That's the 44 of Justin Prescott. Prescott up 11 spots since the green flag is dropped here tonight, knocking on the door of the top 10.
Yeah, what would you do for a top 10 with a stacked field like you see here? Well, Ryan Battle would like to get back inside the top 10. He was there for a brief moment under that first green flag stint, and now he's dropped back. Milton Duran, though, he was inside, remember, the top 5 when he went around. Now he'll work to the inside of Dan Butler, and Butler going to go side by side with that 17 of Bouchard. Bouchard gives the Piedmont Air a little rub there, a little love, a little blue and black rubbing together. Now Prescott going to also work to the inside of Butler. They will go 3 wide because here comes Ryan Battle. Contact Dan Butler and that number 44. They made contact and they're still 3 wide. Here comes David Greenslit looking to split them.
Greenslit got sent to the rear on that first yellow flag there. He's rebounded up into your 13th position looking for more. He'll work underneath the 18 of Butler. Butler with the momentum on the outside will hold off the advances of the 20. That time a little bit of contact between Butler and the 16 of Ryan Battle as Joel Hodgson has crashed here on the speedway. Looks like we'll stay clean and green. Now the yellow flag will come out for the driver, the 36 of Hodgson being involved in this one here. We'll see what we can find. Looks like everybody able to drive away from the accident scene, but we are slowed for the 5th time here on lap number 23.
So as we slow to a little bit of a crawl here, we'll see what the truck will find for us. Vernon Woodard, though, was able to hold on to the race lead here. He didn't have any challengers, possibly a handful of them, though, here involved in this one. It looks like Thibodeau, Hodgson, and Young might have a little damage on their machines. Let's take the look back. There you see the 36, Joel down to the inside of the speedway. Oh, it actually happens in front of him. That's the 41 entry. And then the 66 of Young gets involved.
That looked like the 41 was racing the 03 of Wen, so just got up on the outside of the fence, got up out there. Hodgson nowhere to go, and then Young unable to check up, and that sent the 36 head first into the inside concrete barrier. Heavy smoke blowing out the front end of that number 36. He had to take the tow to pit road. We'll see if they can get the car fixed there, but we are underneath the yellow flag once again here, so tough break. Some drivers down on pit road right now trying to get some damage fixed. The 55 of Kyle Willis, the Dustin Thibodeau, you just saw him involved, Joel Hodgson and Mike Young all down on pit road right now trying to get some work done. Looks like Young able to get the work done as he'll work out of the speedway. But looks like everybody getting back underway. It looks like we might be going back green flag racing here soon.
So it'll be the 37 or the 73 Dyslexia kicking in there of Vernon Woodard, Alan Young, Casey Bietti, Buffone, Davis. We're doing the battle here when we go back racing. This is the A main event here tonight. It's been slowed for a handful of yellows as we go back racing. 23 laps officially completed here tonight. A big checkup on the inside lane. A couple drivers bouncing off each other. Now a couple of them disappearing with electrical issues. I believe that's the number 2 of, I believe that's Christopher, blinking in and out of the timing and scoring.
Yeah, we got them jam-packed here like on the highway on your way home from work. We've had them almost 3 wide. Now they'll settle it back down to 2 wide for the moment. The 14 of Jeffrey Battle trying to make his way back up through the field. Back here as well as all these drivers are jammed up here, but up front it is Vernon Woodard. He's got a challenge to the outside. Here comes Alan Young. Young to the outside. Bietti still holds that 3rd spot. It's a 3-car breakaway up on the front of this one.
Drew Davis still hanging on to that, though. He's right there about 2 car lengths back as one of them going to slip off the corner back there. I believe that's going to be the 88 of Ricky Nadeau. Look at Dan Butler. He was inside the top 5. 3 wide contact. wrecking on the front straightaway. The 18's going to hang on to it, but the 12 going to go around.
12 going around. Jeffrey Battle involved as well. Yellow flag coming out here. Looks like Jeffrey Battle and Eric Pomasco involved here on the front stretch.
So we'll see what the truck says about this one. It does look like that is the Sweeney machine, Battle, and Pomasco. Daniel Sweeney looks like he's actually going to take the 12th to pit road. This happened when Dan Butler went up the speedway, and then they all just kind of sandwiched the 46 of Eric, and the contact just kind of took off there.
It looks like the number 12 of Sweeney on the inside came up, got the 46 there. Just where that, it's like a funnel, Roger, off of turn number 3, and at some point something's got to give, and well, Sweeney involved there along with a 46 automobile of Lauren Doe. These drivers know it's time to go. We're getting closer to this halfway point as we are about 1/3 of the way through tonight's main event. But to be there at the end, you got to be there. First, you got to finish. And,
well, you got to be there to finish at the end, and right now it's been the battle of nutrition here for a lot of these drivers. But as we work under this caution flag, race fans, we're going to take a quick break here from the Concord Speedway. We'll be back with the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, as the iRacing pace car after this caution flag is diving into pit road. We will get ready to go racing. Woodard still going to be shown as the race leader with Alan Young, Bietti, and Davis, your front 4 drivers. Green flag back out into the air here tonight. After we finish our 6th caution flag, they will do the dance down into turn number 1 again. Woodard still holding down the inside groove. Alan Young right there. Look at Justin Benkowski. He has worked his way now inside the top 5 and trying to advance his position some more. He will. He'll look under Drew Davis. It will be Woodard, though, leading us back here after 1 lap back into green.
One driver I'm keeping an eye on is that black and silver, number 16. That is Ryan Battle. Up 19 spots. He battles with the 22 of Davis. They'll be door-to-door. Daytime Battle really sends it in there. He'll take the 5th spot away. Up 19 spots since the green flag has kept his nose clean. And now he's battling inside the top 15. Is up front, Woodard showing the way. But I tell you, Alan Young has got a trunk lid full as Benkowski shows the nose to Bietti off turn number 3.
Will he be able to clear it? No, he will not. Casey Bietti going to slam the door shut on the number 91 of Benkowski. That will hold serve for all those drivers. That is, as the battle is still back here with Ryan Battle. He is holding off Drew Davis and Cooper Bouchard right now. And you got to go back just a little bit to find the first side-by-side actual battle, and that's Justin Prescott getting around the McCorvey entry. Stephen Dickey right there also trying to work his way back up. Remember, that 98 machine involved in 2 wrecks here, the Hudson Speedway driver. So he's trying to kind of claw his way back into things. David Greenslit is back inside the top 10. He'll look to the inside here of the 008 of Milton Duran, and that's the battle for that 8th position.
That time Greenslit with a nice run to the inside. Can Duran keep the momentum up on the outside? That looks like they can as they work off of turn number 2. Duran right all over the back bumper. Bouchard as they head down in the turn number 3. Greenslet really working the inside of the speedway. One car up the racetrack. That looked like it was McCorby. They'll keep it clean and green as they work under through turns 1. Some contact back here between the number 33 of Taschereau. It looked like him and the 14 of Battle made some contact. That allowed Young to get by. A little bit of bumper tag down in the turn number 3.
Everybody looks like they're going to be able to hold on to that. That's Mike Young out in front of Taschereau right now. That is the battle for the 20th position, because that is Jeffrey Battle out in front of them. Then it's Rob Higgins, Danny Ware, Brian Hoare. All these drivers buried from the 16th position on back, as looks like that's the 55 of Kyle Willis, who's bobbing and weaving in and out. There's Ricky Nadeau. Remember, both those drivers, very quick cars here tonight, are now buried back into the field. More contact there. I believe one of them going to go up the track. Is that the 471 of Plamasco? He got a little help there. He went up the speedway. He lost 2 positions. Battle now will take over a spot here, as actually it's going to be Benkowski inside the top 4. He's going to the outside of Casey Bietti, trying to work his way into the 3rd spot.
Yeti with a little bit of a blinking issue. That electrical issue starting to show up on that Verizon number 45. But up front, things starting to tighten up. Alan Young has caught to the back side of Woodard, trying to figure out where he's a little bit better. Young able to get through turns 3 and 4 just a little bit, or turn 3 a little bit better. Cut off a little bit more time on that 73 of Woodard as they work off of turn number 1.
Yeah, and the reason Alan Young's able to use that line that he has right now is because there's no pressure behind him. Benkowski, yes, got around Bietti, but nobody is really starting to pressure. There's the battle, though, back here. Prescott in his number 44 is looking to the inside. I believe that's the Hudson owner there of Boskowski. In that number 75, he's stuck to the outside of the speedway. Here comes Gage in the black snap-on number 21. He'll work the inside. He should be able to get around. There's an opening right now if Ben wants to take it to go back to the inside lane in front of Paul McCorby. He will do that, so that'll put Ben now back running 13th. Brian Hoare moving around the 18 of Dan Butler in the Racing School 18 entry. So Butler will fall back to the 17th spot. It wasn't long ago we talked about Dan Butler being up inside the top 5, Al. He's just been freight trained to the back of the field here by virtue of being on the outside in the last 2 restarts.
Yeah, definitely was on the outside, not looking very good, but a good battle right inside. Here inside the top 10 is Milton Duran using the high side of the speedway around Bouchard for their 6th spot. David Greenslet right there and watching it in front of him as they battle. Andrew Davis and Dickey inside the top 10 as well. This battle shaping up here, but up front, Woodard has opened up the race lead once again.
Contact, Bouchard. Bouchard went up the speedway into Duran, and they made the contact as we were watching back off Ryan Battles on board camera. And now Battles going to get the pressure there from the 35 of Duran. Caution flag going to come out.
Looks like the 46 of Laurendale has gone around once again off turn number 2. As the field slows for the 7th time here for the Northeast Racers Street Stock LFOD Motorsports Division. Yellow flag coming back out once again.
Take the look back here on our replay, see what happens to the driver of the 46 as we watch as he goes down into the corner, gets a little piece of the apron. Oh, out in front there, the 66 of Young, and the 46 nowhere to go, drives in to the left rear quarter panel. That's what's going to bring out our caution flag here. Right on board here one time, watching on board here with Eric. See the contact between the 12 and the 66, and nowhere for Laurendale to go, and spins the car around.
Yeah, tough break for Laurendale as he has been in a few of the yellow flags here tonight, but unfortunately could not avoid that one as the yellow flag comes out. And that'll bunch the field up here once again, Roger, as we saw a great battle starting to shape up at the front of this one between Woodard and Alan Young. They were showing a good battle there. Bankowski now going to restart in what is going to be the 3rd spot. He may have the fastest car on the speedway other than the number 008 of Milton Duran. Duran, nice rebound. Same with, how about the 20? How about some attaboys as they pace around the speedway? The 20 of Greenslet sent to the rear after contact with Milton Duran. They find themselves both inside the top 10 now as we are working lap number 44. It'll be 45 on the board when the green flag comes out. So this one is almost to 30 laps to go here. So these guys are starting to rise back to the top after being plummeted to the bottom of the barrel.
Well, we'll see here as the iRacing pace car lights stay on, so we're going around for at least one more lap. Race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether you're watching via our YouTube live feed or over on Facebook.com. If it's your first time tuning in here with the Turn 3 Racing Network, we are bringing you all the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers racing action this season. You don't want to miss the racing action? Well, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the little thumbs up, and then hit the bell. Get a notification anytime we go live right here with the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers. You don't want to miss the racing action. Still a lot of racing action left to go this season. We do head to the new Smyrna Speedway when we head to the new year. Then it's Lanier, Myrtle Beach, Langley, North Wilkesboro Speedway, Oxford, South Boston, the Bull Ring, then to Southern National before we round it out at a track back home here at the Thompson Speedway. So still 10 races left to go after tonight, but first we got to get through this one here at the Concord Speedway as we're getting ready, geared up to go back racing.
Green flag coming back out, the pace car down on the safety of pit road. It'll be Woodard and Young on the gas pedal first. Young with a nice launch. He'll draw even down in the turn number 1. Woodard to the inside. Young going to drive hard on the outside. He will clear Woodard off of turn number 2. New race leader down the backstretch, Alan Young, using the outside. What a mastery. Is now Duran in the 16 of battlement contact.
Caution flag coming back out onto the speedway here as a couple drivers possibly getting turned around. Taschereau and Battle looks like they had a little bit of a battle go wrong, bringing out another caution flag here tonight. Looks like both those drivers ended up going down onto pit road. We'll watch it back here once again as we are slowed here at the Concord Speedway right after getting up to the green flag. There you see the 14. He's going to go 3 wide down there into corner number 2. He catches the left rear of Mike's Racing School number 33, and then Battle winds up hard, backing it into the fence.
Yeah, able to pull away, though. Those drivers are lucky. They did not get hung up on the sand barrels. They're on the entrance to pit road. Very, very fast part of the racetrack. Down in the turn number 3, probably the fastest part of the speedway. And they were able to drive away, so they'll tack onto the back of the field here. But this saves Vernon Woodard. Did Alan Young show his hands on that last restart?
Well, you never know. As there you watch it back once again, hard contact between those two. But that outside lane now, we talked about it a number of times here tonight. We knew sooner or later that outside lane was going to come in here tonight once these tires start to get used. But we haven't seen a ton of green flag racing here at the Concord Speedway just yet. We had that one long run here tonight of, I believe it was 14 laps was our longest green flag stint here of the evening. So maybe Alan Young was able to save the tires and cool them off long enough. When we did get that green flag run, Vernon Woodard was able to kind of leap out to about, we'll call it a half a second lead. I think he may have used them up a little bit while Young was saving what he had underneath him.
He could be saving them up. I wonder how much Bankowski has left. He's had to come from the backside of the field as well. Bietti still a 4th there. He was putting a bit to the outside there. I think that he could be our sleeper car. Is inside our top 5. We know how fast the 16 of Battle has been. But does he have anything left? He had to come up through the field, up 19 spots here tonight. It is the 16 of Ryan Battle. So he's moved his way back through. But I tell you, Milton Duran, David Greenslet, some of these drivers around here, it looks like the 36 Joel Hodgson getting the easy pass, getting a lap back here as he passes the field as they double up. We're going back green flag racing, this time off turn number 3.
Well, let's see if we can get those green flag laps in here tonight. We are closing in on 30 laps to go in the main event here for the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers. iRacing pace car lights are broken here as it heads to pit road. The green flag will be pending. It'll be the end of our 8th caution flag here tonight. Green flag back out into the air. Vernon Woodard got a better start this time with Bankowski right there on the back bumper. They are 3 wide. Milton Duran. That's actually not Milton. That's going to be the 98 of Dickey Went 3 wide back there. Drew Davis going to get a little sideways coming through turn number 2. He'll lose a spot. Now Dickey's going to go sideways in 3. Drag race for the race lead at the line. It was Alan Young being shown by the splitter of the Young Guns creation, number 24, out in front of the field as they still go door to door out of turn 2.
Woodard challenging him back on the inside. Car number 73, Bankowski trying to figure out which lane to get in. Which one's going to go? That time by Young once again with the momentum on the outside of the speedway, picking up the race lead. Now he'll clear him by a half a car. Can he clear him off of turn number 2? He does. Will he shut the door? He will slam it in the 73 of Woodard's face. Now Bankowski going to the outside, trying to bid for second.
As we go on board here with the bumper camera for Alan Young, Woodard all over the bumper, but he's going to lose the grip to the inside. Here comes Binkowski. He has a moment, not going to be able to. Casey Bietti, though, says, I'm going to jump on it right now. He will work to the inside of the speedway in turn 3, sideways for the youngster of the 45. He will not be able to have it. Now he's going to have to battle with Milton Duran. Contact, one of them going to go around. Stephen Dickey Jr. has gone around to bring out the 9th caution flag here of the evening.
Tough break for the 98 of Dickey, who's already pulled down on the pit road to get in the tow. Let's see what happened to Stephen Dickey Jr.
Looks like Dickey was battling with the 17 of Bouchard. As we've seen this 98 sideways a couple times. What happens out of turn 3? Yeah, a little contact there as both drivers, it looks like the right front to the left rear, sends Stephen Dickey around. Let's see if we can find another angle here. Let's see if we can ride on board here. Ride on board with Stephen Dickey as they enter turn 3. Slight contact, Alan, with the body roll on these street stocks. It just sent that 98 machine around.
Yeah, it looked like to be tire-to-tire contact between the Hudson Speedway number 98 and the 17 Piedmont car of Bouchard. It looked like the 98 maybe just washed up the racetrack a little bit off of turn number 3 there, just contact with the left rear quarter panel, and it was all tire-to-tire contact. Not going to end up well for you. But how about the move at the front of this one? Alan Young on the outside of the speedway 2 times in a row, able to take over your race lead.
Yeah, so now that he will restart, I believe he's going to have to restart to the inside. Will Vernon Woodard be able to do anything with it? I'm still wondering about Justin Binkowski, though, the driver of that number 91. He has had a lot of good restarts here as of late. The driver out of the Star Speedway, the 350 Super Modified driver. Does he have anything? Casey Bietti, the driver of the 45. He has been a very quick machine here tonight also. Those 2 drivers have run 3rd and 4th most of the night watching these 2 battle, but don't kind of blink an eye just right now, Al. Take a look who's sitting 5th.
Yeah, Milton Duran all the way back up inside the top 5. Started 6th at the beginning of this one. Yellow number 1 with contact between himself and the man who's starting 7th on this next restart, the 20 of David Greenslet. They made slight contact, Greenslet and Duran both to the back of the field. It has taken them now 50 laps to get up to where they are, back inside the top 10. And while that yellow saved the 45 of Casey Bietti, as Duran had made it to the outside of that 45 and was looking to go after the 91 of Binkowski, but no lap was completed. Goes back to the last completed lap. Well, and Bietti will get that 4th spot there. So Duran and battle in row number 3, and Greenslet back there as well. Prescott also very impressive in car number 44, up many spots since the green flag has dropped. As we double them up, we got them restacked and reshuffled. We are ready to go back to green flag racing with just about 26 laps to go.
Well, it's time to shake 'em and wake 'em, as even my dog just woke up to watch the end of this one, Al. Vernon Woodard, Alan Young on the front row. They will fire back off here at the completion of our 9th caution. 25 laps will be here when we head into turn number 1. Let's see, as the battle is down that little short chute. Now through the dog leg. Alan Young still holding the inside, but Vernon Woodard able to really sail the 73 off into the corner. It'll be a drag race out of turn number 4. It'll be Vernon Woodard leading with just 24 laps to go.
24 laps to go. Casey Bietti works the outside. 1 car sideways. That's the 35 of Duran. And Bouchard up and over. Greets in the Drew Davis in the 22. Up and over once, twice, 3 times down the backstretch. It ends on the lid. We have a turtle in turn number 2. He'll have to take the toe underneath the yellow flag there, and Woodard is going to be shown as your race leader, I do believe. Is that all looked like it stemmed from some contact or the out of shape number 35 of Woodard, and that has caused our 10th yellow of the evening.
Take a quick look back here because this did happen inside your top 10 drivers currently. There you see it. One of them, that was Duran, that came up the speedway to start this chain reaction. Two of them, Bouchard and Davis, on the lids. Both of them will have to take the toe to pit road, so that's what happens here to bring out our 10th caution flag of the evening. And as the 10th caution flag flies, we'll take the quick break, and we'll be back here at Concord Speedway with your LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers for round number 2.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Just in time, back here to catch the green flag. Race fans, we are under 25 laps to go here tonight in the A-Main at the Concord Speedway. It is Alan Young, Vernon Woodard, and Ben Kowski, but a great start there by the Young Guns creation. He'll take the race lead. Here comes Ben Kowski now to the inside of the speedway, trying to take P number 2 for the first time here tonight. It'll be 22 laps to go.
22 to go. The one car on the outside making some moves. That's the 20 of David Greenslade. He's working the outside of Battle, as he'll take the 5th spot away and looking for some contact between the Battle, but Bankowski side by side, the yellow flag coming out once again. Drew Davis, excuse me. Take a look and see here. It looks like Jeffrey Battle has crashed once again, or spun, bringing out our 11th yellow of the evening.
So just one lap of green flag racing after the last yellow flag here, coming out onto the speedway to slow these machines. Let's take the look back and watch that flamed number 14, the silver flames on the black 14. He goes down to the speedway. He gets into the 46 of Laurendu, and then he goes around, coming out of turn number 1, down into what is pretty much the marble land here tonight. Marbles everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of tire wear being shown here. The 14 got into the side of the 46 of Laurendo there, and around went 14 after the initial contact. And the F14, the front end, is seeing a little bit of better days here than lately. It looks a little crunched up here, but we're under yellow flag once again.
So with this being, I believe that was the 11th yellow. I lost count now. The tally marks all look the same at this point, but we have a lot of racing left to go. Still over 20 laps. Usually you'd say 20 laps is going to be a little bit of a, call it almost a shootout. Well, not here tonight. It's been the battle of nutrition, and we talked about how Benkowski just got around Vernon Woodard. Well, because that caution came out, we reverted back to the last time we hit the start-finish line. Vernon Woodard will be credited with P number 2 when we do go back racing. So all the work that Benkowski did, he'll have to now put on the bigger boots and go back at it when we go racing, because it'll be, I believe, 21 laps to go when we do finally take that green flag.
Yeah, and it looks like race control has hit the tally marks, and well, that will do it for the 14 of battle. He'll have to retire here tonight after hitting the 3-strike rule that they put in place since last week's race. Now, this is the last time that we'll see the Northeast Racers before we have a 3-week break. Next time that you'll see them in action is will be in 2021 at the new Smyrna Speedway on January 17th. So these drivers will be the last time you see them before, or the last time you see them in 2020. And, well, the lights are out. Young and Woodard up on the front row there. We saw the outside. If this stays in the race, Roger, I want to be on the outside on these restarts.
Al, the lights didn't go out on the pace car. They burned out.
They're being used too much.
Well, it's a Ford.
That's true.
You know how it goes.
They can't do too many laps.
So
Here they go. Green flag in the hand of Barney the flagman. Woodard and Young up on the front row. Green flag is out. We're back underway with a nice jump. The 45 of Bietti gives the push to Woodard. Upsets the car a little bit. Some contact in the field. 20 of Greenslip in the 16 of Battle makes some contact, but they keep it pointed in the right direction. The 45 of Bietti gives the bumper to the 73 of Woodard up the racetrack. That allows Young to get back out in front.
So Alan Young retakes the race lead, 20 laps to go here. And now, will Benkowski be able to hold that third spot? He will not be. Yeti will take it here with 20 laps to go as they come down into turn number 3. The 16 of Ryan Battle is doing the battle right now with David Greenslit. As one of them going to go around. Big wreck.
Junk on the front stretch. Danny Ware upside down in car number 28. He lands it. 75 of Bawowski also involved. That all started off at turn number 4. We got a parking lot here. Higgins involved. The SimCube 03 of Wenzel. Looks like the 44 of Prescott got turned sideways off turn number 3. And that's what started our 12th yellow of the evening.
We'll watch it back here under this replay, and let's see if we can find what happened, as it's a complete parking lot. Oh, looks like the 12 just went in complete sideways, lost control of his vehicle, and then, oh, they crashed out ahead of him. Brian Hoare and a couple other drivers. So 2 separate incidents here, bringing the caution flag out. Watch it back once again, see what happened to Brian Hoare in the number 37 entry. He goes sideways into the corner a little bit, catches it, and then, oh, the contact out in front of them. Everybody just scatters.
Yeah, it looked like initially it was the number 12 automobile, I believe, and scoring. It might have been Dustin Sweeney or Daniel Sweeney, who's down on pit road right now. It looked like they made some contact with Justin Prescott off of turn number 3 there. I'm not sure if the truck has that.
I don't believe they do. I'm being told out of tape.
Out of tape. Well, take my word for it. It looked like the 44 Prescott got turned sideways off turn number 3, and then that caused everybody to start checking up, and that was the parking lot off of turn number 3. So multiple cars down on pit road getting fixed on this one, Roger. Is the pay window, well, it's about to be screwed shut.
Well, we'll find out who's going to be able to do it. It'll be under that 20 laps to go. It'll be 18 to go when we do go back green flag racing here after our 12th yellow. That's what I'm looking at. 12th yellow of the evening. So 30 cars did take the green flag here in the A main event for round number 2. That's more cars that started this event than last week. It was 24 cars taken to the main event here, and then we came here to round number 2. We bumped it up 6 cars because a lot of competitors showed up here tonight, so it kind of increased the size of this field. Currently, the one that's been able to battle out of everybody, that's been able to hold it kind of steady, 4 drivers who haven't been involved in anything here tonight: Alan Young, Vernon Woodard, Casey Bietti, and Justin Benkowski. They've just battled inside the top 5 all night long between the 4 drivers. Nobody really stepping out of line. I mean, Benkowski and Bietti a couple times out of shape, and they swap positions back and forth, but they have not done any damage to each other. Everybody else has been wrapped up in at least 1, 2, maybe 3.
Lights are out there. Benkowski up 13 spots since the green flag is dropped. He works the outside of the 45 of Bietti up on the front row. Can Woodard get it done this time? We saw that Woodard started to make some ground, then some contact between himself and Bietti in that opening lap of the last restart. Green flag is back out, and look at the start that Woodard has. Will he stay? Will they give it to him? Alan Young back to the inside, but Woodard's going to jump out to your race lead. Here comes Benkowski on the outside.
Benkowski pushed the 73 of Vernon Woodard there on that restart, which got him the race lead. Now, can Benkowski do anything with the outside momentum? It'll be Vernon Woodard, Alan Young, Benkowski across the start-finish line. Bietti is sitting there in P number 4. Sitting 5th is David Greenslit. Then it's battle as they still battle side by side. It seems like the last couple restarts we've had, it's just been, Bietti sideways entering the corner. It's going to wash Battle up the speedway. But Battle and Greenslit have been side by side for, I couldn't even tell you how many laps at this point. Big stack up.
Hodgson around. Cole Hodgson in car number 36 going around. He got washed up the racetrack. And then contact was made, I believe, also involved was Ben Bozowski in car number 75 as well, as our 13th yellow flies just after 1 lap completed in that restart.
So pick them up, knock them down lap by lap here. We'll take a look back here in just a second when we get that one queued up. But a couple drivers on the front straightaway annihilating their cars here. The battle of nutrition continues. Watch this back here. Watch the 75, the 55. Right in front of them, Hodgson was up into the outside wall, and then they all come together. The 55, I believe there, Kyle Willis comes down the speedway a little bit, turning the 75 of Ben. And everybody scatters on the front straightaway down into turn 1. That'll put us under our caution flag here tonight. And as we pace around the speedway here, we got to pay a couple of those bills here as we're getting closer to the end of this one.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press.
saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I trying this contact though.
slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Welcome back here, race fans, as the green flag is back out here at Concord Speedway. 15 laps to go. It's Vernon Woodard, Alan Young, Benkowski, Bietti. Bietti gonna go up the track here in turn number 2. Actually did scrape the outside wall with the 45.
Bietti throws it in deep there. Here comes Greenslade. How about McCorby in car number 87 in the 7th position? He's trying to reel in the 16 of Ryan Battle, who's all over the back bumper. Greenslade off of turn number 2. Up front, Woodard still shows away. Ryan Battle throws it in deep. Greenslade has to check up the racetrack. He goes. They'll be door to door off turn number 3. The 20 of Greenslade on the outside. He has the preferred line. Contact off turn number 1. They still leaning on each other off turn number 2.
They lean on each other, but right now it's these two, Battle and Greenslit, who have battled all night long, as now to be Ryan Battle, but the crossover move out of turn number 4, it will be Greenslit. Oh, he got a little tight there. He had to check up the Vermont cabinetry number 20, and he let Ryan Battle have it for the time being. He'll try and regroup, and look who's sitting here in 10th, Al. It was the man of the racing school, the number 18 of Dan Butler. He was inside the top 5. He was all the way back to 20th, and now he's back into the 10th spot here with 11 laps to go. Vernon Woodard, though, still leads it, but here comes the 24 of Alan Young. He'll look out of turn number 2, now into turn number 3, just like that in the blink of an eye. It'll be 10 laps to go. Double high 5 at the flag stand.
Double I-5, 10 more circuits around the Concord Motorsports Park. And how about the 91 of Benkowski? Started to leave there. I think Woodard said, all right, if you want the inside, you can have it. I'll use the outside momentum. That kind of opens up the door for maybe a little bit of contact. They'll still be there. Woodard will lead that one. 9 more circuits to go. Young, Benkowski, your top 3 run nose to tail. Then it's a side-by-side battle back here for 4th. Yet he muscled up the racetrack as Ryan Battle will get by him. And here comes David Greenslet.
Yeah, what? Well, oh, sideways for the 45. Leans on the 16 down there in turn 3. Bietti maybe used up the tires. He's going to go sideways once again. Oh, more contact between their 3 drivers right here. Contact with Greenslet into the back of the 16 of Battle, and then Bietti goes up the speedway. McCorby is right there on the 87. Sideways once again for the 45.
McCorby way up the racetrack, makes contact with the outside concrete barrier. He'll keep it pointed in the right direction. Milton Duran's trying to make contact. Greenslit now door slamming the 45 of Casey Bietti. Bietti was up inside the top 3 all race long. Now sliding backwards back to the 7th spot. The 88 of Nadu right to the back bumper. A little bit of a love tap off turn number 3. Bietti able to scoot away now as McCorby stuck on the outside to Butler. He's trying to battle underneath him in the 18 car. And Milton Duran all the way back from last, all the way trying to crack inside the top 10. They work off the corner. 5 laps to go. About high 5. 5 more circuits around for Vernon Woodard.
Yeah, Woodard leads them through turn 2. He still's got Young and Benkowski right there. It's a 3-car breakaway. They got 2 seconds over Ryan Battle. Right now, it'll be 4 laps to battle it out here tonight at the Concord Speedway. 4 laps to go. That is 2 miles of racing. Can Vernon Woodard hold off the Young Guns creation? Will Benkowski, the driver of that 91, will he be able to wheel and deal his way? He has moved up 14 spots tonight to run P number 3. Does he gonna settle? It's 3 laps to go as they head down into turn number 1. One of them up into the outside wall out of 4. The 18 of Butler's gonna get flipped. Caution flag coming out.
Butler upside down. Looked like it all started from the 471 of Eric Pomasco. Yellow flag coming out with just 2 laps to go. Not what Vernon Woodard wanted. Alan Young was pressuring him, and they know how fast the 91 of Benkowski is back there in the 3rd spot. Let's see what the truck shows for this replay.
As this wreck actually is going to happen way out in front of the 471 entry. That's the second part of the wreck. You see Tasharu in there. He gets the 471 around. Then you see the 33 of Dan Butler up and over in turn number 1. So that's part 1 of the wreck here from the truck. And this is the second part. There you see the 87 McCorby up into the outside wall. He comes down the speedway into the 18 of Dan Butler. Butler flips it down into the corner, hard into the catch fence. He does land on the wheels, but we'll see where he will now be scored. The driver that's had probably the biggest up and down movements of the day now went up and over to add to his rough night.
Yeah, tough break for the 18 of Dan Butler, who had rebounded nicely, was up inside the top 10 there. So two separate incidents there, bringing out our yellow flag here for the 14th time here with 2 laps to go. If you haven't strapped in and tightened that 5-point harness yet, I think you might want to. Looks like the 87 of McCorby being sent to the tail for his involvement in this yellow flag. I believe we will see a single file restart here with just under, would being underneath 10 laps to go, Roger.
Well, it looks like we have hit the mark from last week's caution flag tally of 14, Al. So back-to-back 14s here this week here. But we will go racing with a green-white checker attempt, number 1. I don't have it written down of how many attempts we have at a green-white checker, but this will be number 1 because we were inside that 3-to-go marker. So we'll revert back 1 and then go at it for the green-white checker.
Yeah, I believe that there was just 1, but I think with the way that it works here with the yellow flags not counting is that it'll take and revert back, so that way we always get a green-white checkered. So they'll get the green flag when they come by. It'll be 2 to go, and they come off turn number 3. It'll be the white flag. Once we take the white flag, it will be an official race. They'll run it back to the checkered flag. Woodard showing the way yellow. The lights are broken once again on the iRacing Mustang pace car. It takes the hard left-hand turn to go get them fixed. Here comes Woodard and Young. Benkowski, battle Greenslet, your top 5.
So they'll come back into the restart zone here as we're on board with Vernon Woodard. He is your race leader, and as the green flag does come back out, they'll chase him down into turn number 1. Alan Young releases off that back bumper and see if he can drive up underneath. Woodard will not happen out of turn number 2 either, so they will come back around here. Let's see if we get out of turn number 3 to get the white flag. We will. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go here tonight.
Final lap of the Speedway. Woodard has to keep it pretty. Greenslet and Ryan Battle making some contact. Now Battle's going to go to the inside of Benkowski. Here comes Young. Young is going to throw it in deep. He can't quite get there. Battle underneath Benkowski. They lean on each other, but Woodard's going to pick up the win.
Benkowski will actually drag race the 16 of Ryan Battle across the line. He will actually get P number 3. So Woodard, Young, and Benkowski, your top 3 finishers here tonight. Ryan Battle is shown 4th. David Greenslet in 5th. Then it's going to be Gage Osborne there in 6th. Milton Durant 7th. Casey Bietti 8th. And Justin Prescott in 9th. Danny Ware rebound to finish into the 10th position. Those are your top 10, but take a look at the left-hand side of your screen, race fans. Find where your favorite drivers are here tonight, as Woodard will burn them down here on the front straightaway, or at least try to burn them down. No stranger to victory lane for the driver of that 73. Looks like we're going to our post-race show here in just a moment, race fans, as Vernon Woodard does go ahead and burn them down. As he's already burning them down now, let's not waste any time. Let's grab the headset and talk to the driver of the 73. Vern, you're going to win it tonight here. A battle of nutrition, but it looks like you did not slip a wheel all night long in this 73.
Yeah, that was a great race. I got to thank Alan Young for racing me, really cleaned the entire race, and all of the Northeast racers for putting on a great race.
Well, you win it here tonight, and, you know, you, Young, Benkowski, and I believe that was the 45 of Casey Bietti all night long. Seemed like you were the 4 fastest and strongest cars on the speedway. You and Alan Young, a couple restarts, kind of passed it back and forth. One restart, you'd start to the outside. You'd be able to jump out before the next scoring loop and take the race lead. Was the outside lane on a restart just that much better?
Definitely. On the restart, the outside was the way to go. If it wasn't for Alan and I knowing each other, we raced each other quite a bit in iRacing, and we know how to race each other. If it was anybody else, I don't think that it would have been a clean finish. But because we, we can race door to door without even touching, it ended up being a really great finish with tonight's race.
Now, that final restart of the evening, you restarted P number 1. Alan Young was right there. Were you worried at all that Alan Young was going to give the old chrome horn to finish this off?
Well, him and I are pretty close. Like I said, we're friends outside of iRacing too, and we're in the same team speak chat, and we've been talking all night. And I wouldn't have expected him not to. I mean, he's going for the win. If he would have gave me the bumper, I would have done the same thing to him for a win. But he raced me clean the whole night, and my hats are off to him for racing me that clean.
So you're able to notch yourself a win here on Sunday night with the Northeast Racers. This is the final race of the 2020 calendar year. Next time your head on track is going to be, looks like 28 days away. A long vacation for you and these guys. Are you going to be able, though, to take the momentum and take it to New Smyrna?
I sure hope so. It's one of my favorite tracks on iRacing. I'm pretty quick there, so hopefully we can keep the momentum going and have another good top 3 finish next race.
Well, you finished first today. I'll roll the red carpet out here for you, Vern. Who do you got to thank for parking the 73 tonight in Victory Lane?
First, I got to thank Tony and all the Northeast Racers. Good group of guys to race with. I got to thank all you guys up at Turn 3 Racing. I got to thank the league I run in, Shut Up and Race over there. A bunch of good guys over there also. Alan Young, David Greensit, anybody who raced me clean tonight. It was just a blast.
Well, there you hear it from your winner here tonight, the driver of that number 73. He's able to pull off the victory, Al, in fashion. He's not, afraid of these street stocks. He's seen them. He's raced them in real life. And tonight he picks up the first win here with the Northeast Racers.
Yeah, I've caught up here on the front stretch as well. We saw him lead some laps early on here. It will be finishing in your number 2 position. This was Alan Young. And Alan, you look a little worn out after that one. We saw you use the outside to your advantage, and then it also was your disadvantage. What did you need to get by the 73 of Woodard here tonight?
Honestly, a long green flag run. I felt like I was a little bit better than him on the long green flag or another double file restart, but it was fun racing Vern. That was one heck of a battle, and I'll finish second to him any day.
Had a very good points night for you here tonight, and what was a very seemed to be a trying long run there. What, with the lack of long runs, do you think that really hampered the performance of your young guns number 24?
A little bit. I think after a few heat cycles on the long run, the car was really good. So it kind of hampered a little bit. That long run we had there in the middle part of the race, the car really came alive. So I kind of wish we had one more of them.
Well, we are off now. This is the last race of 2020. So you cap it off with a nice podium finish, one spot shy of probably of what you really wanted to finish here tonight. But overall, a very good points night.
Yeah, I'll take it. After starting first and finishing third last week and starting second and finish second this week, there's only one more spot to go.
Well, we're off until the middle of January now. We come back down at the New Smyrna Speedway. What's your outlook there as we look forward to the 2021 racing calendar?
My outlook for that race is just to do what I've done the first 2 races, try to stay out front and keep my nose clean and stay out of all the wrecks behind us and just move forward throughout the season and hope I can end it up on top.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish. Before we let you go, and the crowd here is watching, who makes it all possible for you to make it onto the podium here tonight?
Young Guns Creations. My brother owns it. My family, my kiddos, and everyone watching.
There you have it, Roger. That's our second place finisher here tonight. And after starting second, Alan Young picking up your number 2 position.
So he finishes second here tonight, and I'm just taking a peek at our point standings that were coming in. I believe now Alan Young will leave here tonight. He will be our points number 1 position, so he'll take the points championship lead, leaving the Concord Speedway. Take a look, though, here at our finishing results for our feature event here tonight. just take a look and find where your favorite driver was able to finish here for the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers. Al, this one may have been a little bit of a battle of the nutrition to round out the calendar year, but they will be back in 2021 for 10 more races to see if they can, well, crown themselves a champion.
Yeah, and it's been a great start to the 2020 and 21 racing season. A lot of racing coming on up at some of the iconic speedways that we'll visit: New Smyrna, Lanier. My favorite racetrack I'm looking forward to is North Wilkesboro, back down there on Valentine's Day. That'll be a night of love. You think there will be some love in the pits there, or a little bit of more maybe fisticuffs?
Oh, there's always love between the drivers on the track, but that was your 28-car field here as they are scored on the timing and scoring. Those results are, of course, unofficial race fans, but we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the Northeast Racers presented by LFOD Motorsports. If you're up there in New Hampshire, make sure you head on over to the LFOD guys. You can find them over off Route 93 in Windham, New Hampshire. But till we see you in the 2021 calendar year, race fans, I'm Roger Muth, that's my co-host Al Smith, and we will catch you in the new year.